Hello everyone, all my dear students. Today we are going to see one more new application, and that application is a parity generator or a parity tester, or we can say it is a parity checker. It checks the parity of the input word or the input data or the input bits. But here the question comes, and that question is what is the parity, and then we will see what is the parity tester. Okay, so parity is a number of ones. Parity is the number of ones available at the input bit or the input data, or we can say input word. Now for an example, if we have a 4-bit data, if we have a 4-bit data, and that 4-bit data is D3, D2, D1 and D0 equals to 1, 1, 0, 1. The data is D3, D2, D1 and D0, and it is equals to 1, 1, 0, 1. Now here in this data bit, the 4-bit data we have, and in this data bit, suppose the number of ones are 3 number of ones. The number of ones are 3, and here these number of ones are we call as a parity. The number of ones available in input data or input word, that is we call as a parity. Okay, so when the number of ones are even, then we can say the input data is having an even parity. The input data is having even parity. And when the number of ones are odd, the example we have, that is 1, 1, 0, 1. Number of ones are 3, and 3 is the odd number. So therefore here we say the parity is the odd parity. Means whatever the number of bits we have, if that number of bits are even, then we say it is even parity. When the number of ones are odd, then we say the odd parity. Okay, so the parity is number of ones available in the input data or input word, or we can say input data bits. We have the even parity and the odd parity. So the question comes, what is the parity checker, what is the parity tester, or what is the parity generator? The parity tester and the parity checker, these are the circuits available at the receiving end of the circuit, where we can check the number of ones, we can check the parity of the input data, and accordingly the circuit produces the output. That output indicates there is even parity or the odd parity. Likewise, we have a parity generator. The parity generator and the parity tester are the similar circuits, only one change. The parity tester or parity checker, these two circuits are used at the receiver side, and the parity generator is used at the transmitter side. Now the new question arrives, and that question is, what is the reason we are using this parity tester, and how the parity tester or the parity generator is constructed, and what is the reason. Okay, so for that, here we have to consider one block diagram, and that block diagram indicates a basic communication system. It indicates basic communication system. Communication, here it is not the communication which is delivered by human and again received by the human directly without any electronic media. Here we are going to see the basic communication system, but that communication system is the electronic communication system. So here we can say it is basic electronic communication system. Here in this system, the transmitter and receiver, these two main elements are available. Here I am going to draw one block for the transmitter. Here is the transmitter. I nominate the transmitter by using TX, and here at the right hand side we have the receiver. Here we use the RX for the receiver. The transmitter transmits the data, and here the receiver receives the data. Here these two elements are involved. The transmitter is there and the receiver is there. The transmitter transmits the data, whereas the receiver receives the data by means of the wire, by means of the cable, or by means of the air. This is we call a channel of the data transmission. It is the channel of the data transmission, or we can say it is a medium through which the data is transferred. We can say it is a medium through which the data is transferred and the data is received. We can use the coaxial cable for the data transmission, or if we consider the digital transmission, then here the data cables are available. Okay, so we send the number of bits one after one or parallelly all at a time, depending on the distance between the transmitter and the receiver. If we have the data transmission through the wire, but the distance is very small. For an example, suppose we are going to transfer the data from our laptop to the smartphone, then we do not need to use the single cable. Here we can use the parallel cable or the parallel wire, where the number of bits can be transferred at a time. Okay, so here depending on the distance, depending on the physical parameters, we have to select the medium, and here when we use the medium, when we transmit the data through the medium, one extra input gets added, and that extra unwanted input is we call as a noise, and due to noise here the data bits may be lost. So therefore here when we transmit the data, suppose we transmitted the data, that data is suppose 1101, and here at the receiving side the data received that must be 1101, but because of this noise, here the data bits may be lost, and for an example, suppose instead of 1101, here the one bit is lost, and we get it is equals to 0110. Here if there is no error detection circuit, then here the receiver receives the data. But if we have the error detection circuit, then here the circuit detects the error, that is loss of the bit. So here the data is not transferred to the next processing circuit. Here one message is sent back to the transmitter that the data is not received, or there is an error, or it transmits the defect signal or the error signal. So this is the basic communication system in which the transmitter is available, then one receiver is available. We transmit the data through the medium, but at this medium the noise is available, and due to the noise the data bits may be lost. So therefore here we require to use the error detection circuits. From this all error detection circuit, one circuit we require to use, that circuit is we call as a parity tester or the parity generator. The parity generator is used at the transmitter side, and the parity tester or the parity checker circuit is used at the receiver side. Both circuits are similar, but how we can detect the error, that is one important thing. Here when we transmit the data, for an example, suppose the data which we have to transmit, that data is 1101, only 4-bit data is there. We apply the data to the parity generator according to the number of ones available. The parity generator is a logical circuit which generates the output according to the number of ones available, and the output is either 0 or it is equals to 1. When the number of binary bits in available data are even, then it produces the low output, and when the number of ones are odd, then it produces the high output. This is we call as a parity bit. This is we call as a parity bit, and this parity bit is transmitted along with the data which we have to transmit towards the receiver. Okay, so suppose we have the parity bit and that parity bit is equals to 1. The parity bit we have, that parity bit is equals to 1. It means here first the parity bit is transmitted here. First the parity bit is transmitted which is equals to 0, which is equals to 1, and that one indicates there is a odd parity, means in the input data number of ones are the odd number of ones. So if here this data is received 0 1 0 1, then the receiver transmit one signal towards the transmitted side, and that signal is we call as the error signal. Here at the receiver side, the parity tester or the parity checker is used. That parity checker produces the output. That output is according to the number of ones received from the transmitter. If there is a loss of 1 bit, then here it indicates by producing the output. If here in this whole system, we have to consider this whole system as a basic digital communication system, then here we have this type of a logical diagram. In this logical diagram, there is a transmitter, there is a receiver, and here the extra circuits are the error detector circuits, and the error detector is now nothing but the parity tester or the parity generator. Okay, so to know the parity generator or the parity tester, here you need to know all about the XOR gate. If you not seen the XOR gate video, then I will provide the link of this XOR gate in this I button at the right hand side, top side here I can say, or I will provide its link in the description box. So this parity generator is constructed by using the XOR gate. Okay. Now this XOR gate is very familiar to us because we had seen the various applications of the XOR gate, in which the half adder is there, then full adder is there, then the control inverter is there, and the other all applications. So I think there is no need to explain the all about the XOR gate. In brief, we will see what type of the output is produced by using the XOR gate and what type of symbol we use for the XOR gate. Okay, so here we have the symbol of the XOR gate. The XOR gate having the symbol like the OR gate because it is having the similar function to the OR gate except the two functions. The two input XOR gate we are going to see. So here the two inputs are A and B input. Its output is the Y output, and Y is given by A XOR B, or we can write down it as A bar B plus A B bar. We can write down it as A bar B plus A B bar. If the two input XOR gate we consider, then here we have the table for that, and after this table we will see the definition of the XOR gate. Suppose the two inputs are there A and B, its output is Y. Suppose A is equals to 0, B is equals to 0, then output Y is equals to 0. If A is equals to 0, B is 1, then here its output is equals to 1. If A is 1, B is 0, then its output is equals to 1. But when both inputs A and B are equals to 1, then its output becomes equals to 0. So here by using these four outputs, we can say the XOR gate produces logically low output when the equal inputs are applied, when the similar inputs are applied, and the same XOR gate produces logically high output when the different inputs are applied. See here the second entry and the third entry, A is equals to 0 and B is equals to 1. A is equals to 1 and B is equals to 0, then its output is equals to 1. So here we can say when the different inputs are there, it produces the high output. When the similar inputs are there, then it produces the low output. Okay, so this is for the 2 input XOR gate. If more than 2 input XOR gate is there, then we use the different definition, and that definition is useful when we construct the parity tester or the parity generator. Okay, so when the even number of logically high inputs are there, then it produces logically low output. The XOR gate produces logically low output when it has even number of logically high inputs. See the last entry in the table where A is equals to 1, B is equals to 1. Both the inputs, 2 inputs are there. 2 inputs are high input and 2 is the even number. So that's why here the XOR gate produces logically low output. The XOR gate produces logically high output when it has odd number of logically high inputs. Odd number of logically high inputs. Here see the second and the third entry. Here the B is equals to 1 and only one input is high and one is the odd number. For odd number of high input, it produces logically high output. Okay, so this is XOR gate, and this XOR gate we require to use for the construction of the parity tester. That parity tester may be a 3-bit parity tester, or it may be a 4-bit parity tester, or it may be 8-bit parity tester, as much as you can construct. Okay, so for all types of parity tester or parity generator, we require to use the XOR gate. Okay, so here we have the 3-bit parity tester, or we can say the parity generator, or we can say a parity checker. Okay, so here the 2 XOR gates we use because the 3 input XOR gate is not available. We require to construct the 3 input XOR gate. If we have to construct the 8-bit parity tester, then we have to increase the number of the XOR gates. Okay, so for 3-bit parity tester, here I use the 2 number of the XOR gate. The first XOR gate having the 2 input, these inputs are A input and the B input. So its output becomes A XOR B. The output of the first XOR gate, A XOR B, is applied as an input to the second XOR gate along with the third input, and that third input is the C input. So the input data is A, B and C, and the output is A XOR B XOR C. When we apply the input data and it is 1, 0, 1, here if the output is produced, then that output is according to the number of ones available at the input data bits, Okay, so the 3 bits are there, A, B, C. A is equals to 1, B is equals to 0 and C is equals to 1. For the first XOR gate, the input bits are A and B, both are different, so therefore it produces the high output. For the second XOR gate, and we can say for the final XOR gate, the inputs are 1, 1, both inputs are 1, 1, similar inputs are there, it produces the low output, or we can say the number of ones are even, it produces the low output. Okay, so these parity tester having the input 1, 0, 1, the number of ones are even, so for number of 1 it produces the low output. If the number of binary bits, number of data bits are 1, 1, 1, number of data bits are 1, 1, 1, then here the output is changed. Now the number of ones are 3 number of ones and 3 is the odd number. So for odd number it produces the high output, means here its output is equals to 1. But how we get that output is equals to 1? We get the output is equals to 1 because here the first XOR gate produces the low output and the first XOR gate produces low output because here the inputs are the similar inputs, the common inputs are there. Okay, the different inputs are applied to the second XOR gate, so here it produces the different inputs, means it produces the high output. Okay, so here we get the high output. This is we call as a 3-bit parity tester or 3-bit parity generator. A parity generator is a logic circuit. A parity generator is a logic circuit which produces logically high or low output according to the number of ones, according to the parity available, according to the number of ones available. It produces low output if the number of ones are even, and it produces the high output when the number of ones are the odd. Okay, so this is a parity tester. Its symbol may be drawn. The symbol of this parity tester may be drawn, but here we use the symbol of the XOR gate as a 3-bit or the 4-bit parity tester. Here the number of inputs we have to apply like this: A, B and C. A input, B input and this C input. Output is Y equals to A XOR B XOR C. Okay, very simple symbol we have to use, but we require to draw the truth table. Okay, so when we have to draw the truth table, we use the number of the inputs, and the number of inputs available are the 3 inputs. So here in truth table we write down the number of inputs. Truth table, number of inputs are A, B and C. The outputs are how many? Only one output is there, so here we provide the output is the Y. Output is the Y. Then in truth table we provide the number of the binary bits, number of ones. Okay, so first we write down the inputs, then we write down the number of ones. Here we write down the number of ones, and then here the output, and here at last we write down the parity. That indicates how many number of ones are available, and parity may be the odd parity or it may be the even parity. Okay, so here the first entry for the parity is 0, 0, 0. First entry is the 0, 0, 0. The number of ones are not available. There is no parity, but the output is equals to 0. Okay, then here it is considered as a even parity. When the next entry is 0, 0, 1. Number of ones are only 1. So here the output is equals to 1. Parity is the odd parity because 1 is the odd number. Then the next entry is 0, 1, 0. Again same. Only one high input is there. So therefore here we get the number of 1 is equals to 1. y is equals to 1, and the parity is again the odd parity. Okay, if the next entry we see, then that entry is 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1. Number of ones are 2. Number of ones are 2 means output is equals to 0. And here we get the parity is the even parity. When the next entry is there, A is equals to 1, B is equals to 0, and C is equals to 0. Then here number of ones are only 1. So the output is equals to 1. Why? Because odd number of logically high input. Here the parity is the odd parity. Next input is 1, 0 and 1. So here number of ones are 2 and the output y is equals to 0. Why it is equals to 0? Even number of ones are there. So parity is equals to even parity. Next entry is 1, 1 and 0. Again number of ones are 2. So here the output is equals to 0 and here there is a even parity. When all inputs are 1, 1, number of ones are 3 and 3 is the odd number, and for odd number of high inputs the XOR gate produces logically high output. Here the output, the parity is the odd parity. This is the table for the 3-bit parity tester. Now we have to see the 4-bit parity tester and its logic diagram. Here we have the 4-bit parity tester, and the question is about the 4-bit parity tester or the 3-bit parity tester. Depending on the examiner, they may ask for the 4-bit or the 3-bit parity tester. So for the construction of the 4-bit parity tester or the 4-bit parity checker or the 4-bit parity generator, we require to use the 3 number of 2 input XOR gate. We require to use the 3 number of 2 input XOR gate. From that, the first XOR gate having the data input bits are A, B, and the second one is having C, D. These are the data input A, B, C, D. The output of the first XOR gate is A XOR B, and output of the second XOR gate is the A XOR C XOR D. These two, A XOR B and C XOR D, these two are applied as a data input for the third XOR gate, and the third XOR gate produces the final output. That final output is A XOR B XOR C XOR D. Okay, so we will see 1 or 2 example on this. Also you have to explain 1 or 2 examples in the working section of your answer along with the truth table. Okay, so if we have the 4-bit data and that 4-bit data is 1, 1, 4-bit data is 1, 1, 0, 1. 4-bit data is 1, 1, 0, 1. For the first XOR gate, the inputs are A and B. Both are same, both are equal. So therefore, the first XOR gate produces the low output. The second XOR gate produces the high output because the different inputs are applied. And the final XOR gate produces the high output, means it produces the parity bit. That parity bit is for the odd parity. The number of ones available are the 3 number of ones. So therefore here the parity generator, the parity tester produces the high output, and this high output indicates there is an odd parity. Okay, if the input data bits are 1, 1, 1, 1. Suppose here the all input data bits are 1, 1, 1, 1. Then the first XOR gate and the second XOR gate both produces the low output because here both the XOR gate having the equal input. So here or even number of logically high inputs. So therefore both the XOR gate produces low output. That's why the final XOR gate also produces the low output, indicating there is an even parity. Okay, so in this way we can produce the parity bit, or we can check the parity bit by applying the input data word or input data bits. Here one new word we learn, that is the data word. Okay, we have the 4 bit, then we can say the data bits are 4. If we have the 8 bit, then the data bits are 8. When we have the 16 bit data, then we call it as a one word. 16 bit data means one word. Okay, so the input data is applied to the XOR gate's input or the parity-tester's input, and it produces the output according to the number of ones available at the input data. This is we call as a parity tester or the parity generator. As we had constructed the truth table for the 3-bit parity tester, we also construct the same truth table for the 4-bit parity tester, but the number of entries are 16 number of entries. Okay, I am going to write down only what is the input and what is the output. This is home assignment for you to draw the truth table of the 4-bit parity tester. Okay, so here first column is for the inputs. So inputs are A, B, C and D. Then number of ones. How many number of ones? This column you may delete, or if you have this space, then you can easily write down it. Okay, then we have to write down here the output. After that, here you have to write down the parity. Either it is odd parity or the even parity. I am going to write down only three input conditions. The first condition is 0, 0, 0, 0. Number of ones are not available. Here the dash we write down. Then output is 0 and parity is the even parity, or you can write down here dash. Okay, as number of ones are not available. Then the next entry is 0, 0, 0, 1. Number of ones are only 1. Output is equals to 1. Parity is the odd parity. Why? The odd parity. When the XOR gate having the input, that input is only different inputs, or you can say only one high input, then it produces the odd output. Okay, parity is the odd parity. Then last entry I will write down here 1, 1, 1, 1. You have to write down all these entry in between the 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1. Total number of entries are 16. Okay, so here number of ones are 4. The output is equals to 0 and the parity is the even parity. Okay, so you complete this all truth table. This is all about the parity tester or parity generator or the parity checker. When the question is asked in the examination, the question is like this: what is the parity tester? What is the parity tester or what is the parity generator? Explain its working with the help of its logic diagram. Or they may ask like this: what is the parity tester? Explain the working of 3-bit oblique 4-bit. Either they ask for 3-bit or they ask for the 4-bit, depending on the examination what they like. Either it may be for 4-bit or it may be for 3-bit. So suppose the question is, what is a parity tester? Explain the working of 4-bit parity tester or 4-bit parity generator with the help of its logic diagram. Then what we have to write down here? In this question, there are 2 sub-questions. First one is, what is a parity tester? What is a parity tester? So the parity tester is a logical circuit. A parity tester or the parity generator or the parity checker is a logic circuit which produces the output according to the number of ones available at the input data or the input word. The parity tester is constructed by using the XOR gate, or we can write down like this. The XOR gate is used for the construction of the parity tester. The parity tester may be 3-bit, the parity tester may be a 4-bit, or the parity tester may be a 4-bit parity tester. If the question is for the 4-bit parity tester, then you have to draw the logic diagram of the parity tester. You have to write down the construction, then you have to write down the working with the two examples. You can take one example as 1111 and one example as 1101, or whatever you like. Then you have to draw the truth table, and the truth table must have the total number of entries, all number of entries, and the all number of entries are the 16 entries. Okay, so very simple working of the parity tester, and here you have to write down all this in the examination. Okay, so next time we will meet and we will see the digital circuit, and that digital circuit may be a sequential circuit or it may be a combinational logic circuit like the parity tester. Okay.